On this Tune-Up Thursday, we're going to talk about the miter saw. Now, this is not a sliding saw, but it does have all the same adjustments that a sliding compound miter does. It goes 45 this way, and then has 90 up and down. So we're going to go through and talk about how to make sure everything is on point with your measurements and get everything cleaned up and working great. So let's talk about some of the tools you're going to need. This is a lot like a table saw. You're going to want to clean it, obviously. You're going to want some drying lubricant. I linked this Glide Coat down below. This is my favorite. You're going to need some things for loosening nuts and bolts, like an Allen set, a screwdriver, some squares, either a combo or a small engineer square, a carpenter square works great. You're going to want some pieces of wood that are the same width, so you can cut those on your freshly dialed in table saw if you saw last week's Tune-Up Thursday. Air compressor really helps, and then you're going to want something for a stop block, which is going to help you test some of those bevels. So first I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, and then we're going to go ahead and start making some test cuts to see where we're at. Okay, next we want to check our 90 degrees in our square. We're going to do this by using a square and also a test cut. One thing I like to do is I first measure my fence, because that's what we're going to be referencing off of, and that looks to be square. In a lot of miter saws, there'll be little adjustment screws on your fence that help you keep it square. Some, like this, are 2 pieces, and this comes out, and the square itself can actually be adjusted. So once we get our 90, we want to make sure that that's all lined up as well. But if you need to adjust this, some of them have screws, some don't. Sometimes you'll have to shim underneath it to get it right, but this one is dead square on both sides, so we're good. And next we're going to check our blade, and you want to make sure you're not testing against a tooth. And with a lot of miter saws, you're only going to be doing cross cuts. So you're usually going to have a cross cut blade in here, so there's a lot more teeth. So you want to make sure that your teeth are buried in your miter saw, and then you're going to go ahead and put your square up against it. You can see this is dead square up against the blade. You can see that there's no light in between that square and the blade. So that's good. We visually checked it, but now we're going to check it with a piece of wood. You may have to do a few test cuts, so don't go chopping in the middle just yet, especially on this test. There'll be some 45-degree tests where we're going to want to cut things equally, but save yourself some material. So what you want to do for your first test cut is you're going to put a piece of wood against your thing, and if you need to help you remember, you can draw arrows which way they were facing up, and then you're going to go ahead and cut that. And then very simply, you're going to take the one that is your offcut and flip it around, and you're just going to put them right up next to each other. And you can see we're off because those 2 lines don't meet up. The reason that is my saw has a stop on it. Now, this is a saw I bought off Craigslist. I haven't checked it yet before, so this is good. You can go through it with me for the first time. So we need to adjust it very slightly, which means we're going to need to adjust the stop, which is very easy to do. So we know because our gap is on top that our saw needs to rotate this way to be square. If your gap was at the bottom, it would need to go this way, just like that. So we're going to take our stop and we're going to adjust this until we get this square. Okay, so we're just going to loosen this nut slightly, and that's going to adjust the saw in the way we need to go. And probably just do a quarter turn or so, and then give it another test until we get it right. Okay, now we want to check squareness to the fence. We've got squareness up and down dialed. We want to check squareness to the fence. And by the way, I always forget to mention it, but your tool should be unplugged when you have your hands near the blade. But we're going to take a square, and with the teeth buried in the fence, now again, it looks perfect, but we're going to verify it. So we're going to do the same thing as we did before, but we're going to lay our board down sideways. And if you want to remember which side was facing your fence, like this, and then we're going to go ahead and make a cut. And then we're going to go ahead and flip that board over and see, and that is perfect. You see a nice line with no gap, so we're good. But if you did need to adjust that, there's 2 ways that this happens. Sometimes the table moves and sometimes the fence moves. On my saw, there's 4 screws. So under each fence, there's 2 screws. So what you want to do with the 4 screws is loosen all but one of them, and then you can use it as a pivot point. And you need to go until you find the 90 degrees that works perfect for you. And you can do that with the square until you feel confident about it, and then go ahead and run your test cut. The other way, if it's not your fence, is a lot of times it's controlled by this right here, which has the detents for your saw. Now, the way mine works is it has bigger holes that are rough approximation of the detents, and then it has this machine piece of aluminum that has the actual detents. And the great thing is once you find 0, everything else is going to be dead on. So if yours was off and the fence didn't move, what you would do is loosen these screws for the detents. You would find your 90, tightening it down with this knob, test it, and then make sure that this was slid into your 0 detent and retighten those screws. So we're not going to worry about that one because we know 0's on, 45's on. We will test it briefly, but I'm not too worried about that. Now we're going to work on the stops for 45 degrees of our miter saw, of the bevel up here. Okay, so I've moved my blade over to 45. Now my saw only goes one way, and it just like the bolt to adjust the 90, there's the same thing over here on the side, a stop. But first I'm going to visualize it with the side of my combo square. And I'm guessing the guy who owned this saw before me never made 45-degree cuts, because as you can see, there's a lot of light in between there. So what I'm going to do is adjust the stop until it shows no more light, and then we're going to go ahead and cut 4 pieces with a stop block that have 45s on every edge and make like a little mini picture frame with blue tape and make sure that that all lines up. Okay, so it looks like everything went together really tight. There's no gaps in there. Everything looks really good. So we're going to go back to 90 and test our 45 degree on the flat plane. Okay, so this is a really easy test. We're going to verify with our square. We're going to slide over into our 45 detent. We're going to put our saw down just like that and slide our combo square against the fence. Looks really good. And then we're going to test it with wood. And what we do is we just make a quick cut here. And then you just simply flip the pieces over, put them together, align the corners, and then just take your square and measuring from the outside, take it and make sure you get a perfect 90. And it looks like we do. So everything is good to go. So as you can see, guys, aligning a compound miter saw, just a few simple test cuts and loosening some nuts and bolts and dialing things in. If you have a sliding compound miter, that's fine. It just means you have a little bit more area that you can cover, which means that you have a little bit more accurate of a saw if you get it dialed in. So just take your time, get it done right, make sure you clean it, grease it, and it should last you for years to come. I got this for about 25 bucks on Craigslist, and it's a kick butt saw, man. These 12-inch compound DeWalt miter saws are great. And I prefer the ones that don't slide because there's less room for them to get wiggly. So these are nice. They work for my needs and it's great. And now I know next time I use it, it's gonna be dialed in. It's gonna be dead NUTS. Guys, stay safe in the shop. Have a wonderful day.